So what are the new ranking factors? Here are the things that you need to be paying attention to in 2019 and going forward into the future. Click-through rate is extremely important. That means for every time you come up in a search result, what percentage of the time is your listing being clicked on versus the other listings? There are some things that you can do to really improve your click-through rate. For instance, making your title tag a little better by making your meta description read more like text found on Google Ads rather than just a blurb loaded with keywords. When you write that effectively and you also have a great reputation in your local market, your click-through rate is going to be higher. Scroll rate is a big thing that Google is looking at, which is when somebody gets to your pages, they get to your website, are they just clicking back into the search results, or do they stay and scroll through your website? Are they reading content and then scrolling down? Google's looking at that. If they are going to get to your page and click on your result and then scroll down, then they are getting the information that they probably wanted. That's what Google wants more than anything else. That's what we have to remember when we think about SEO, and that is Google wants the consumer to find what they're looking for, plain and simple. At the end of the day, they know they can continue to give the consumer what they are looking for, like a good quality remodeling company, a good quality roofing company, etc. The answer to whatever question is that they typed in, if they are finding what they want, they're going to keep going to Google. And if they keep going to Google, then Google can sell more ads. And if they can sell more ads, they can continue to dominate the world of search on the internet. The very basic objective in Google's entire business, outside of making money, is to make sure that the results that their search engine gives are results that solve problems and answer questions, and that give consumers what they want. As you think about your website, as you think about your SEO strategy, remember, give Google what they want, as in give the customer the answer to the questions that they have. Time on page is a big factor. In other words, how much longer are they staying on the page once they get there? And then that bounce rate should be watched closely. Bounce rate is when somebody gets to your site and then they click back to the search results immediately. If your bounce rate is in the 90 to 100% range, in a perfect world, maybe it's because they used the click to call function and really didn't need to spend much time on your website. But otherwise, you kind of want to reverse engineer your website in a way that people will stay on the page because they're finding the information that they're looking for. Then, of course, as always, the number of citations that you have as a reference of your company's name, address, and phone number, the number of reviews that you have, reviews from your customers in your true service area on major platforms like Google, Yelp, and Angie's List, and making sure you have relevant quality links. Remember, it used to be he who has the most backlinks wins, and now that obviously is not the case anymore. But links still are important. The companies that have the most relevant, quality, authoritative links and have the best and most engaging website with relevant content, these are the concepts that are most important nowadays, as well as the new ranking factors where Google is looking at whether people are staying on the page or clicking through and then scrolling down. The user experience, in other words. At the end of the day, these factors are going to be what determine your fate in Google's world and in the search rankings results. As we drill down into this new SEO formula, the basic tenet will always be figuring out what the most important keywords are in your service area based on the search volume. In other words, what are your customers actually typing in when they are looking for your services? What's the commercial intent behind those terms? If they're searching for a remodeler, there obviously is some commercial intent there. If they search for roof repair, there's commercial intent there as well. If they search for the cost of a new bathroom remodel, there is still some intent because they are thinking about what is a new remodel going to cost me, which could lead them to your website as a future client. So it's more than just the main keyword term. It's more about what we call long tail keywords, which look at the entire ecosystem of keywords surrounding that primary service keyword that you're trying to target. Then looking at that search volume for the multitude of keywords around that, and then making sure that you have content that addresses those searches and helps answer people's questions and solve their concern. There are a lot of great tools to figure out what are the most important keywords that you want to target. The most popular being Google's keyword tool that's linked in with their Google AdWords platform. SpyFu is another popular keyword tool. WordStream is pretty good as well. Lots of tools out there that will help you figure out what people are typing when they need home improvement related services like remodeling or roofing. I know this kind of seems obvious, but you want to create a great website with unique content to target those keywords. We've always found, and it's still the case today, is that if you want to have pages for each of the services that you provide and pages for each of the cities that you serve, say for a remodeling company, maybe you have new pages for full home remodels, room additions, kitchen or bath remodeling, maybe basement remodeling, and other similar services that go along with that. So if those are your services, then you want a unique page on your website that talks about that particular service in the context of the main city or the main geographic area that you serve. Most remodeling and construction companies and roofing companies serve around a 50-mile radius or so. So using Denver as an example again, you have Denver itself, Aurora, Broomfield, Centennial, Lakewood, Highlands Ranch, and all these other good-sized cities in the Denver metro area. Now, you're not going to rank on maps for all of those, but you do want to rank in the main city where you operate. But you want to make sure that you have pages on your website for each of those cities, as well as having unique content so that you at least have the opportunity to rank for those different keyword terms. Then obviously we have to optimize for the user experience, UX, that I talked about earlier. We need to optimize the on-page SEO factors as well, which include our title tags, our H1 tags, our meta descriptions, the interlinking between pages on our site, all that fun techie stuff. Then we have to build authority for your brand and for your website. That's where we're building citations, we're building backlinks, and we're essentially trying to show Google that you're a credible and authoritative company in your market. And so then you need to track all these results. We have to be tracking keyword rankings and positioning. We're tracking the on-page SEO factors and how to better optimize them for conversion rate optimization strategies. We're tracking our backlink profiles. We're tracking the velocity of new link development. And all of this is what needs to be done on a consistent basis to really build authority and to win in today's Google SEO world of 2019.